Hello, hi, my name's Olivia and I just started knitting. This entire time I've been watching everybody on YouTube, and so I thought, why not give it a go? Ooh. So I'm learning how to knit, and I kind of want to go on that journey with everyone else. If you know how to knit, or if you're learning, or if you just like watching knitting podcasts, I hope that you can join me on this journey and we can do it together. So I live in Toronto, Canada. It's 30 degrees today. It's absolutely boiling, so I'm sorry that I look a little dewy. I'm trying my best. I do have a lovely drink here with me. It cannot be a hot drink because I will die. So hopefully you can grab a drink and join me. Okay, so a bit about me. I work in publishing. I live downtown and it's very noisy. So hopefully if you hear sirens or yelling or screaming, if I can't edit it out because I've never edited before, I hope that you'll just pretend you do not see it, pretend you do not hear it. Okay, so let's rewind to January, end of January. I decided to buy a knitting set because I felt like my fingers wanted to do it. I would sit here and crochet and then I would pretend that I was knitting because that's how badly I wanted to knit. And so I bought the Chiagu set of bamboo needles because I hate silver, so I wanted to get the bamboo. I think they're so cute, and I got those. They were quite expensive, but I love them. I got the interchangeable set, and yeah, I got to work. The very first thing that I knit were these. They're so cute, but you'll see that I made a very beginner mistake, and the beginner mistake runs through these and the next three items that I'm going to show you. So these are a really basic pattern from somewhere free online, just a regular thumb mitten set, and it's not an afterthought thumb. You're doing it while you knit. So the mistake is probably a little bit easier to see here, is that I learned to knit from YouTube, of course, and so I don't know what twisted stitches are at this point. It's like the beginning of February. I've been knitting for like 7 days, not even, and so I have all of these twists. Every single stitch is a twisted stitch. I'm pretty sure even my ribbing is a twisted rib. Yes, it is. So you can see. And so I had no idea that this was even an issue that I was having. Like, I had zero clue. I did my mittens and I was so happy because I never thought I would ever be able to create something like this. And I think that's the best part about knitting, is that you make things that you genuinely just never thought were possible. Like, that's how I felt. I think once I got to the point where I could actually put it on my hand with the knitting needle still on, I'd put it on and I would just look at my hand like, I'm making this right now? Like, are you sure? Are you sure? So I didn't see any problem. The mitten was completed and I moved along my merry way. The yarn that I used for this was Caron Cakes Skinny, and the colorway is Turkish Delight. It's obviously a self-striping yarn. I had to learn what that was. Like, I think I learned that in March when I was like, how are people making stripes but they're not making stripes? Anyway, so that was these. From the same yarn, I made this hat. This is also obviously all twisted, so you'll be able to see that. All twisted. It's a rib knit the entire way through. I got the pattern from someone on YouTube. I don't remember it at all, so I can't even link them, but it's a very basic ribbed hat. Will I put it on? It's so hot. Oh my god, it's literally, it's boiling, but here it is. It's too hot for that. But yeah, as I was doing this, I think I got to probably about here when we changed into the darker pink, and I thought to myself, this is the longest thing I've ever done, and maybe I don't even want this hat. Like, I was like, how am I supposed to be knitting for this many hours? Like, little did I know. But it was really cute. I think I wore it a few times this winter, and I was just happy that I even had it completed. Like, I made a hat, you know, I was okay with that. Continuing on in our twisted knit journey, the next thing I made was this vest in the exact same yarn, Turkish Delight by Caron Cakes. So this vest is yet another YouTube tutorial pattern. I'm pretty sure it's knit by Aura, A-U-R-A, or knit with Nora, knit by Aura. So this also took a very long time, but I was determined to finish it. But you can see that I was knitting in the round. Let me show you. I was knitting in the round for all of the body, and then once I had to split for the sleeves, that's where you can see the issue with the twisted knit stitch. So all up here and all up here, you can see how it's all funky. And so the Caron Cakes yarn that I'm using, it is acrylic, and so I tried my best to kill the look with the steamer. So it's not so bad. Actually, not all of these are twisted. Maybe I learned my lesson with this one. Actually, it might be the other vest that I'm going to show you. But yeah, I had to learn the stretchy cast off, but I didn't learn it yet at this point. So it's very difficult. I've not actually worn this out anywhere, not just because I don't like the color purple, but because getting, like, I think I have to take this apart and redo the neck because it looks big enough, but putting it on, it simply is not big enough, girls. So, girls and others. So yeah, I've gotta take that apart, but I don't know how. So if you know how to undo a cast off and like redo it, if you could give me tips, because it seems so daunting, and I do dread it, my dears. So, but yeah, I mean, when I completed it, I was pretty much in awe. Like, it is very cute. My only issue is that the pattern from Knit with Aura, or Knit by Aura, it was a little bit funky in some places. So I had to do some troubleshooting with myself. It was a few months ago now, so I don't quite remember all the parts that I had trouble with, but there were definitely some issues, and as a beginner, I think I had to take some time off while making this because I was confused. But it turned out really nice nonetheless, and if I ever choose to take this apart, figure it out, and make the stretchy cast on, it would be very cute with like a little cute white skirt or something. And I was thinking about bleaching the purple stripe into something not purple, but I've not gotten there yet since I can't wear it anyway. We carry on. All right, so next is yet another vest. This one was not intended to be a vest, but I got tired along the way, and so it became a vest. So this is a white vest. I call it like my white sporty, like throw on vest. The idea behind this was I wanted to make a white sweater, and at this point I was bolstered enough in my confidence. I had completed what, a hat, some mitts, and a vest, so I was like, I can knit. I don't need a pattern, like, girl, I can knit. So I started this. I cast on 200 stitches. Mistake. I cast on 200 stitches and I started going around and around and around and around and around, and it, oh my god, I had to take some time off of this one as well because good god. So this is white. I'm not sure if you'll quite be able to see, but this is also all twisted knits. Everything's twisted. And when I broke for the sleeve, the armhole, I stopped. I left it for a very long time, and when I eventually came back to it, I had learned how not to twist a knit, how to actually knit. And so the back, there's actually a break in where I stop the twisted knit and where I move on to knitting properly. And genuinely, the only thing that alerted me to this issue, one of the few things that alerted me, was because the inside looked different. Like there were spaces between the pearls, between the pearl rows, and I was like, it wasn't like that down there, so like what's going on? And then I did so much research, and there just simply was not a really comprehensive video for like beginner mistakes. So it took so long and so much. I think I found out on Google from like Martha Stewart or something that I was twisting my knits. Anyway, so I turned it into a v-neck, and I decided not to do the sleeves because at that point I was extremely tired of making this thing because there's no pattern. I was doing it from the absolute skin of my head and I got tired. So what I really like about it is that because I didn't do any sort of anything here, it like kind of curls in when I wear it, and it looks really sporty and like 80s and cute. And so I just throw it on, with some leggings and like wear it around. It's like really oversized. It's accidentally adorable. Accidentally. So fortunately, we're getting into now when I actually learned how to knit. So the quality, we were working with like a quality of maybe like a 2.5, a 3, some days a 4. We're going up. We're going up. I got better. I promise I got better. So, since it was still winter and I think I wanted to wear my hair up, I made this. So this, I will not put it on because I'm sweating right now, but it's a very cute like earmuff headband. And I made this with an acrylic yarn mixed with drops mohair in light beige or number 20. I don't remember if that's light beige or beige, but it's an acrylic yarn from Craftsmart in Taupe, I believe. And I found this pattern from Sheep and Stitch on YouTube with Divina or Divya, I don't quite remember her name, but yes, this is a fisherman's rib. Oh my god, as I was knitting this, the power I felt inside of me of doing this fisherman's rib, I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, it is so cool to me, and it's so thick and plush, and the mohair gives it just this absolute beautiful halo. And this was the first time I ever mixed mohair with anything, and god, I felt powerful. Oh god, you could not tell me anything. I put this on and I was like, I'm literally wearing art right now. I made this art, so, and I'm just so happy with it. I really like it. And that tutorial from Sheep and Stitch was very good. Like, I don't know, like the join is very good. I can barely see what happened. It was very good. and I'm going to, if I need to, use their tutorials again because I loved it. Next, I got this from Inga from Knitting Traditions. It's a very cute ponytail holder. It's adorable. It's the exact same yarn combination as the Fisherman's Rib headband. And she was wearing a green version of this ponytail holder in one of her videos from, I believe, either February or March. And she put the pattern on her Instagram. I screenshotted it and saved it for when I had time, and it's literally adorable. I wouldn't say I'm a fast knitter, so it wasn't like a quick knit for me, but if you're experienced, it would be a quick knit for you. But it's literally just adorable. I don't know if I can get it on me real fast, but like, it's just so cute. You just put it in, and it sits, and it just is adorable. And I'm the kind of girl who likes to wear like scarves and head ties and all that kind of stuff, so I just think it's adorable and useful and quick and good for using up yarn scraps. There's no downsides. Also from Inga, she didn't make it, but she was wearing the pattern, and as soon as I saw it, I said, I'm gonna make that once I figure out how to properly knit. So this is the Mohair edition Oslo hat by Petite Knit, and I knit this with drops Kidsilk Mohair in light beige, or number 20, as well as drops Fabel in beige. I actually do not know if that's what the drops Fabel is. Oh, actually there's no name for that, at least not in my book. It's drops Fabel number 101. I like to write down my knits in my little project book, and I like to draw a little picture of what I've done, and it helps me keep track of my yarn spending. So yeah, anyway, so the Oslo Hat Mohair edition is absolutely beautiful. I chose not to attach the brim up because I wanted the freedom if I wanted to wear it as a slouchy beanie, or if I wanted to wear it any other way that wasn't like rolled all the way up, because I put so much work into this. This is the smallest needle size I ever had to use. It was like using yarn that's not acrylic. It was like a whole bunch of new things for me, and using an actual paid pattern. Like, it was like 3 or 4 new things at once. I had to block it. I was working with 100% wool, the drops Fabel. It was so many new experiences, and all the work that I put into it, I just, yeah, so I wanted to be able to wear it in more than one way. And I'm obsessed with this hat. It's my favorite thing. I love it so much. I obviously do not wear it now because it is summer, but when I did wear it, I wanted to be fitting more like a bowler cap. So I actually modified the pattern a little bit. I believe Inga had as well, and that's what gave me the idea. She didn't exactly say how she modified it. She said that she, I think, picked the junior size and then also made it shorter. So I picked the size I needed. I think it was like a medium, and then I made it shorter. I kind of was just like trying it on along the way, and it turned out beautifully. I have it on my Ravelry. I'll actually link my Ravelry down below. It's virtual knits. Correct. No, that's wrong. It's virtually knitting. Also incorrect. I don't know what it is. I'll link it below because I don't know what it is apparently. And okay, maybe I will try the hat on for you because it really just is so cute. The other thing that I changed is I don't like drops Fabel It's very itchy, but of course I didn't know that at the time, and I didn't have any real like insight into which 100% wool I should buy, and I didn't want to buy something that I wouldn't like, buy a lot of something that I wouldn't like, and I had already used the Drops Mohair, so I was like, okay, but I don't like it. It's very itchy, it's quite uncomfortable. So I stitched just a scrap piece of satin on the inside, and I put that on the part that's exposed for my head, just so that I can wear it for longer than 3 minutes and not be absolutely aggravated. So let's see if I can get this on properly without overheating. Whoops. Okay. So I believe the other thing I did was I wanted the rim to be a little bit thick. Again, because I like that kind of bowler hat sort of deal. Yeah, I love this hat. I love this hat. And I was immensely proud when I completed it. I was like, holy crap, I did a Petite Knit pattern, because all I would hear about is Petite Knit at that time. So I was like, maybe one day I'll be able to do one of those. And I did. I felt really good about that, I must admit. Big fat proud of that one. The other thing that the satin helps with is, because I worked so hard on this, I don't like to get any makeup on the inside, so the satin absorbs all of that, which I much appreciate. Okay, so since I had really liked and trusted the Petite Knit pattern, I took a complete jump. I was feeling confident from completing a hat, and I said, perhaps we should try socks. I'm sure you know what pattern. It's the Sunday sock by Petite Knit. Here are mine. I literally wear them all the time, so I won't force you to look at my old socks. They're only a couple months old, but I really enjoy wearing them in the not hot weather. This is a acrylic yarn from Caron Cakes in the color, it's something like English tea. I actually so highly don't believe that that's the color, but maybe I'll put it in the description box, because I don't think I wrote that one down. But anyway, I kind of sort of wish that I had wool to work with when I did this project, because I didn't know anything about acrylic yarn. I just, you know, needed to get into knitting because I was yearning to do it, apparently. So I just bought a bunch of yarn from Michael's. And I mean, I don't hate it. I find it washed pretty well the first couple of times, but I feel like now it's a little bit like thin. So I might have to go back in, do a couple more Sunday socks, or any other socks, something like with a high traffic, high wearing, I don't know what you would call that, but a more durable yarn. Yeah, because I really enjoy the fit of these socks, and the pattern was so easy with the German short rows, which I find very easy, and so much so that I kind of just went off kilter and used her pattern essentially in a very modified way to make these shorties these short Sunday socks, which were not a complete fail, but not a complete win either. Yeah, the issue is, I feel like when patterns, well, no, they do say if it's like for beginners or intermediate or whatnot, but the closing of the stitches as a beginner, you don't actually know which way is best to close the stitches. So I would just take my little thread and go like all around, pull it tight and whatever. But unless you like kind of do it a certain specific way that I still haven't found out because I haven't made a pair of socks since these, then you end up getting like a big fat hole where you're closing your sock. So I need to learn, well, no, I've kind of gotten a little bit better at closing off my ends and weaving it in a way so that it's less likely to come apart, but I didn't know that back then. So I have, I think, yeah, a hole in that one as well. And it sucks. This one's actually holding up quite well. But yeah, so I have to do that. And I keep hearing about this Kitchener stitch, but I haven't, because I haven't tried another sock pattern beyond the Sunday sock, I haven't gotten there yet. So I don't know. And this one, the heel is integrated. It's not after that heel. So I don't know how to do that either. So I'm kind of just learning things as I come across them, you know? So we'll see once I get there. Which brings me to my first work in progress. And I saw a photo of these and became immediately obsessed. It's the Songbird mitten. I'll write who it's by in the description because I have not a clue. But oh my god, look at that. It's just beautiful. And there is an afterthought thumb that I have kept as an afterthought. I have not yet done that, but I will. I just kind of picked up other things. I think the idea of color work was so mystical to me, and I was like just craving the learning process of it. And after I did it and realized that I could do it, I haven't started the second mitten and I have not done the thumb, so I need to get back on my game. But it's fantastic. The only issue that I had was, I think at one point, once I got up here, I misplaced one of these little bloopy bloops, technical term, and I had to rip back a couple of rows, which was a little bit heartbreaking. Also, a complete novice mistake. After doing the initial ribbing, I couldn't understand if the pattern wanted me to do the color work in ribbing as well. Like, I couldn't tell. There was nothing really that said not to. So I'm pretty sure I got up to about here and I was still doing it in rib and it didn't look right. So I ripped it back and tried it just in stockinette, and I was like, oh, well, nobody told me, you know? So when you're a beginner, I feel like there's a lot of things that are kind of assumed in patterns and you just kind of have to take that. And the rest of the pattern was fantastic. And I mean, honestly, it's my mistake. It's not the pattern's mistake. It's a really good pattern. I just didn't know. Tis all. So this is knit with two colors from Drops Fabel, a royal blue and a white. And again, I do not like Drops Fabel. I find it very itchy, but what can you do? This is what I bought for the task, and so I'm completing it. So as I was not finishing that, I was actually working on another Petite Knit pattern. It's the Sunday cardigan. And I did this in Alpaca Mohair Llama like blend from Etsy, from a store called Knit Home Studio. The wool itself is a little bit itchy. I find after blocking it, it's not so itchy anymore. But anyway, here's the cardigan. It is finished. Ah, I think it's so cute. And when I finished this, it was really another instance of a kind of a milestone, I guess. I was like, I'm shocked that I accomplished this. There's kind of just like, there's just this joy. I don't know what it is exactly. The length of the sleeves, I totally just kind of did my own thing with those. And I'm not a tall person, so that worked out for me. That looked short, but I promise it's not. Yeah, I'm not a tall person, and so I find it works quite well. And yeah, when it's chillier, I will indeed be wearing this. It's very cozy. It makes me want a cup of tea. It's great, and honestly the yarn is really not that itchy anymore. Like, if you have any sort of tolerance towards toothy yarns, you'll like the yarn is completely fine now. Before blocking it, not so much. Yeah, I really like this. This was definitely a point where I realized, I don't know, like what my hands could accomplish, and it felt very, very good. So yeah, my last two pieces are works in progress. I can't even remember what one of them is, but they're here in my little project bag. I sewed this up last weekend because I needed one. So right now on my needles is a turtleneck sweater by Espace Tricot. I'm knitting it in my absolute favorite 100% wool by Briggs & Little. It's a Briggs & Little Durasport. I'm pretty sure this is the natural color, and blended with Drops Kidsilk Mohair in white. So here's where I'm at. Where's the back here? Okay, yeah, so this is the front. Genuinely, there is no difference between the front and the back right now. I've already split for the sleeves. I got these from Amazon, and I mean, eat the rich. But unfortunately, I needed these. Yeah, here you can see my Chiagu needles, since I neglected to show you before. So it has a really beautiful like intentional twisted rib down the sleeve and for the neck, and every time I do it I'm like, oh, wow, okay, right, this is on purpose. So this is my very first sweater. The cardigan was a little bit different in so that, I mean, yes, there were a lot of increases and it was working back and forth. There was no working around except for the sleeves. But this is all in the round, and it's it was like, it took me a very long time to do all of the raglan stitches, which I didn't consider that. Once I got to about here, I was like, holy moly, what have I done? Then once I got to about here, I wanted to choke a little bit. And once I got here, and then when I finally got to the end of it, I felt so good. And then there was like one more set, but we were up to over 300 stitches, and I was like, good God, is this what all sweater knitting is like? Which sucks for me because I have a like intense passion for sweaters, and I know I'm gonna want to knit more of them. And then, like, it's so difficult. It's so difficult that even now, while I've gotten rid of like 120 stitches, give or take, I think 130 actually, for the sleeves, I still haven't gone back just to do like finish knitting in the round. Like literally the rest is so easy, and I haven't done it because I was a little bit traumatized by the raglan section. So I just have to get over that. And then I'll be a little bit better. You can see one of my, what do you call these? I don't remember. Anyway, it's a cat reading, and I do love her. And it's from Boho Knits on Etsy. I bought 9 of them, and she was so kind to throw in 2 extra, and I'm quite in love with them. 6 of the 9 are cats. 7 of the 9 are cats. Something like that. I do not own cats, but God, do I love them. My other work in progress is really nothing to write home about. It's actually, it's quite literally nothing at this point. It is a top that I will be crocheting. There's like 4 rows. Anyway, but yeah, I guess that'll bring us into the crochet portion, which is only 2. I only have 2 crochet items to show you. Why did I do it? I don't know. I came up with it off the top of my head because I wanted a vest. Is it ugly? Survey says yes, but it's mine, you know? So it's ugly, but it's mine. So I knit this in an acrylic yarn, and I believe it's called Curry. I think it's from Craftsmart or something like that. Like, you know, it's essentially irrelevant. It's just a random acrylic yarn in a burnt rusty orange. Yeah, top of my head, just decided to do it. Did a square neck because couldn't for the life of me figure out how to do a V-neck. And yeah. I think I killed this with a steamer. I really prefer the way that acrylic yarn lays after it's been steamed. I really don't like how stiff and weird it is, excuse me, before steaming. The other one I actually followed a pattern from a girl on YouTube. I will try my best to find it and put it in the description because it's a beautiful pattern, and it's the almond stitch. So it's a really, really cute spaghetti strap top in almond stitch, and this is an acrylic yarn. I believe it's Craftsmart in the color Mushroom. I'm pretty sure that's true because I'm really into that color. I haven't used acrylic yarn since, but like, no, the color speaks to me. I'm very much a natural minimalist color-wise. That sounds like a lie because my hair is pink. I promise you, I'm in love with the color beige. The almond stitch. Gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. We love her. We absolutely love her. Like, even when it's stretched out, I feel it still has a really great look. It kind of resembles teeth, so if you're into that, think of it that way. Regardless, beautiful, stunning. And have I worn this out? I haven't actually, but still. The only thing I modified about this was I believe her straps were different in the pattern. But I enjoy wearing a bra, so I made the straps a little bit thicker so I could hide the bra straps, and I find that quite useful for me. Yes. So that's that. The other video that I want to do is all of the yarn that I've bought. It's a lot of yarn, and so I think it needs its own separate video so that this video, however long it is, doesn't become too long. I'll show you all my acquisitions. I've been really loving Briggs and Little. I really like drops for Kidsilk Mohair, specifically because I really like using mohair and I don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on it because I already spend too much money on yarn in general. So I try to at least balance it out by paying not exorbitant prices for mohair. Yeah, I hope that we can spend time together in the future knitting, talking about yarn, and hopefully I'll get better at this. I'm a little bit more comfortable speaking to camera and picturing you all behind it. Now that I'm actually intent on doing this, I hope that we can build something together, and I'm really grateful if you have watched this and enjoyed this. I'm grateful that you've joined me, and I hope to not sound like a weirdo when I say it would be awesome if you would like and / or subscribe so that we can build another community, even if it's just all new knitters. Like, can we be new knitters together? And if there are like more experienced knitters, can you drop us hints in the comments section? Like, that would be very helpful.